Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine the entire universe as an ocean of invisible vibrations. Every atom, every sound, every thought, every heartbeat, all of it is moving information within that ocean. You are not standing in the field, you are the field, temporarily experiencing itself as a person with a name and a story. When we speak about manifestation, we're not talking about wishing or hoping. We're talking about the conscious relationship between energy and matter, between thought, emotion, and the quantum field that responds to both. What you repeatedly think and what you consistently feel become the frequency you broadcast, and the field always mirrors that signal back to you as experiences, people, and events. Many people chase wealth believing that money itself will give them freedom. But money is only a byproduct, a symbol that reflects the level of order and coherence inside your own electromagnetic field. You don't attract prosperity because you want it. You attract it because you match it. Most of humanity lives trapped in predictable cycles of survival. They wake up remembering yesterday, think the same thoughts, feel the same emotions, repeat the same habits, and call it a new day. But nothing truly new can emerge from an old vibration. To manifest differently, you must first become different, not in your actions, but in your energetic state. The quantum field contains infinite potential realities. Each frequency represents one version of you, one where abundance already exists, one where freedom is natural, one where gratitude is your baseline emotion. When your internal state aligns with that version, you tune into that reality like a radio finding a station. The song was always there, you simply weren't tuned to it. So the first step to quantum wealth is awareness. You must observe your current vibration without judgment. Notice the moments you contract in fear or worry about money. Each contraction sends a signal of lack. Each moment of gratitude sends a signal of, I already have. The field listens not to your words, but to your coherence. Take a breath and imagine, right now, your body filled with golden light. Every cell pulsing with calm confidence. You are safe, supported, and deeply connected to something intelligent beyond logic. That feeling is not fantasy, it's physics. You've just changed the electromagnetic information your heart is sending into the field. The science of the heart. For decades, researchers have measured the heart's electromagnetic field. It extends several feet beyond the body and carries information about your emotional state. When you feel gratitude or love, that field becomes harmonious and rhythmic, a state scientists call heart coherence. When you're frustrated or fearful, the rhythm turns chaotic. The moment the heart becomes coherent, the brain begins to synchronize with it. This alignment between head and heart is the language the universe understands. It's as if two instruments suddenly start playing the same melody, amplifying the sound so the field can hear it clearly. That's why gratitude is more than positive thinking. It's a physiological signal that says, I already received. And because the field is impartial, it mirrors that certainty by rearranging reality to fit your state of being. Right now, place one hand over your chest. Feel your heartbeat. Each beat is broadcasting data, frequencies of belief, doubt, peace, or tension. With every conscious breath, you have the power to rewrite that signal. You don't have to fix the external world, you have to tune the internal instrument through which it's projected. The chemistry of abundance. Every emotion has a chemical signature. When you think about money and immediately feel anxiety, your brain releases stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. Those chemicals prepare you to survive, not to create. They narrow your focus to immediate problems, and shut down access to the intuitive parts of your brain that connect with possibility. This is why people stuck in financial stress rarely find inspired solutions. Their biology keeps them trapped in the past. To access abundance, you must shift from survival chemistry to creation chemistry. That shift begins with changing your emotional baseline. When you sustain feelings of appreciation, joy, and freedom for extended periods, your body produces chemicals such as serotonin, oxytocin, and DHEA, hormones that repair and rejuvenate. They signal safety. And when the body feels safe, energy that was once used for defense becomes available for creation. So the true wealth practice is emotional training. You're teaching your nervous system that prosperity is its natural state. Once that becomes familiar, your subconscious will stop searching for scarcity to confirm its old identity. Pause for a moment and notice the space around you. Feel the air touching your skin. The same quantum particles forming your body are forming everything else. You are literally made of the same energy you've been chasing. Neuroplasticity and repetition. Inside your brain are billions of neurons wired together in familiar patterns. Every time you think, "I never have enough," you strengthen a network dedicated to lack. Neurons that fire together wire together. And the longer they fire in that way, the more automatic that identity becomes. But the brain is plastic. It changes based on experience. When you repeatedly imagine yourself abundant and feel the elevated emotion that matches it, new connections form. After enough repetition, those connections become dominant. Your brain starts predicting abundance instead of struggle. It begins to anticipate positive outcomes. And because the field mirrors your dominant expectation, new experiences start aligning with that belief. This is not delusion, it's how learning works. When a pianist practices, the brain literally grows new synapses to support that skill. Manifestation is practicing a new state of being until the brain records it as normal. The observer effect. Quantum experiments have shown that particles behave differently when observed. Consciousness itself changes the outcome. In everyday life, observation is your attention. Wherever your attention goes, energy flows. Most people use attention to reinforce what they fear. They observe bills, obstacles, lack, and keep energizing that timeline. But when you consciously direct attention toward possibility and hold that focus with emotional conviction, you become the observer collapsing abundance into form. So ask yourself daily, what reality am I observing today? Am I feeding the evidence of limitation or the evidence of potential? Your life will always prove you right according to the vibration you sustain. If this understanding resonates, pause here and simply smile. That emotion of ease is not small. It's an electromagnetic password the universe recognizes. The role of the subconscious. 95% of your behavior is automatic, run by subconscious programs built before you were even 7 years old. If those programs associate money with stress or wealth with guilt, you'll unconsciously sabotage any success that threatens that identity. To change those programs, you need repetition under relaxed awareness. Meditation is powerful because it slows your brain waves, opening the door between conscious thought and subconscious habit. In that state, new beliefs can be installed directly. Imagine repeating daily, "I am safe in abundance. Money is energy flowing through me easily." As you combine those words with genuine feeling, you start writing new software into the subconscious mind. Eventually, the body, which is the subconscious-made flesh, begins to act in alignment with that truth. Energy centers and flow. Every human being is an electrical system of 7 primary energy centers, often called chakras in ancient traditions. They correspond to different aspects of consciousness: survival, creativity, power, love, expression, intuition, and connection. When lower centers dominate, life becomes about fear and control. When upper centers open, life becomes about creation and contribution. To manifest wealth holistically, energy must flow freely through all centers. Money gained through fear leaks away. Money created through alignment sustains itself. Balancing those centers through breath, posture, and awareness transforms you into a conductor of abundance rather than a seeker of it. Pause here, breathe in slowly, and imagine that every breath draws energy from the quantum field into your heart. As you exhale, imagine that energy radiating outward as light. That simple act aligns your biology with the physics of abundance. Manifesting Quantum Wealth, Part 2 of 2. The power of gratitude expands when it becomes a lifestyle instead of a reaction. Most people say thank you after something good happens. The masters of creation feel gratitude before there's proof. That emotion is the signal that tells the field it's already done. And because the field has no sense of time, it simply aligns events to match that vibration now. Gratitude is the bridge between intention and manifestation. It fuses thought and feeling into one coherent message. When you wake up grateful for possibilities that haven't yet appeared, you're already living inside the reality where they exist. That is the paradox of creation. You receive when you no longer need to receive because you've already become it. Take another slow breath. Picture a version of yourself 6 months from now. Calm, generous, abundant. See where you live, how you move, how you speak. Feel the certainty of that version breathing through you in this very moment. Your nervous system can't tell the difference between imagination and memory. So every time you practice this, you're wiring your brain to treat abundance as familiar instead of foreign. That's how manifestation becomes natural, not forced. Belief, expectation, and the collapse of time. Belief is not a thought you try to hold. It's the emotional memory of a future you trust so deeply that the mind stops arguing. When belief and expectation align, time compresses. What would have taken years can unfold in weeks because the field rearranges probabilities around your conviction. Expectation is magnetic. People who expect good outcomes radiate coherence that influences everyone around them. That's why certain leaders seem lucky. They're not controlling circumstances, they're emanating order, and chaos bends around that signal. Ask yourself, what do I honestly expect? Not what do I wish, but what do I assume will happen when I think about money, success, or opportunity? Those assumptions are commands to the field. You can't out-create your expectations, you can only evolve them. To shift expectation, you must collect new evidence. Start small. Notice coincidences, little moments of flow, the perfect parking spot, a message arriving at the right time, a random idea that solves a problem. Each one is proof that the field is listening. Celebrate them. Gratitude turns coincidence into pattern, and pattern becomes confidence. Embodied prosperity. True manifestation isn't mental, it's embodied. It's when your body becomes the living proof of your belief. Walk like someone who trusts life. Speak like someone who already feels supported. Pay a bill as if circulating energy, not losing it. Every small action performed in abundance reinforces that frequency in your nervous system. Your posture, your breathing, your tone of voice, all of them broadcast information. Stand tall, breathe deeply, smile often. That's not performance, it's physics. A relaxed and open body signals safety to the brain, and a safe brain opens access to creativity. Abundance flows through openness. When you feel contraction, tension, worry, frustration, pause and place awareness on it instead of fighting it. By observing emotion without judgment, you convert resistance into energy. That observation itself is love in motion, and love reorganizes matter faster than effort ever could. Daily practice for quantum alignment. Morning, before touching your phone, close your eyes and breathe into your heart. Feel gratitude for one thing you already have and one thing you're calling in. Fuse those feelings together until there's no difference between them. That's coherence. Daytime. Each time you handle money, no matter how small, silently say, "Thank you for flowing through me." This rewires your association from scarcity to circulation. Evening. As you lie in bed, replay the day, not as it happened, but as you wanted it to unfold. Visualize the conversations, the numbers in your account, the moments of generosity, and feel appreciation as if it already occurred. In that relaxed pre-sleep state, your subconscious accepts those scenes as reality. Consistency turns belief into biology. After a few weeks, you'll notice subtle but undeniable shifts. Calmer emotions, new opportunities, unexpected income, effortless ideas. That's not coincidence, it's coherence stabilizing. The science of surrender. Creation requires discipline and then surrender. Once you've set the frequency, let the universe orchestrate the details. Surrender isn't giving up, it's releasing resistance. It's trusting that the same intelligence beating your heart also knows how to deliver what matches your vibration. When you cling to control, you signal fear. I don't trust the process. When you relax into faith, you signal certainty. It's already handled. The field listens. Letting go is the final step before manifestation becomes visible. Think of the soil. Once you plant a seed, you don't keep digging it up to check if it's growing. You water it, you trust it, you let nature do its work. Your desires are seeds in the quantum field. Water them with attention, sunlight them with emotion, and then step back. They will sprout exactly when conditions align. Community and the collective field. When groups of people hold coherent emotion together, gratitude, compassion, abundance, measurable magnetic fields expand around them. Experiments show that global meditation events can influence physical systems, even reduce crime rates or calm social tension. This is proof that consciousness is not isolated, it's entangled. That means every time you raise your vibration, you're contributing to humanity's energetic balance. Wealth is not selfish when it's conscious. Abundant people who act from love become channels for generosity and innovation. They help energy circulate through the ecosystem of life. So, as you practice manifesting personal prosperity, remember that your frequency influences thousands of others. Every healed belief, every grateful thought, every peaceful breath adds order to the collective field. Integrating mind, heart, and action. Thought alone is electricity, emotion is magnetism, action is matter in motion. When all three agree, manifestation is inevitable. But action must come from inspiration, not desperation. Inspired action feels light, obvious, even playful, like the next natural step. It often appears as intuition, rather than logic. To live this way, you must listen to the quiet inner signals more than the noisy external evidence. Intuition speaks softly. It whispers through the heart, not the head. Follow it, even when it doesn't make perfect sense. The path of abundance is rarely linear. It's quantum, full of leaps, synchronicities, and sudden alignments. The frequency of service. Eventually, your relationship with wealth evolves from how can I get to how can I give. That's the ultimate state of abundance, when you realize that giving and receiving are the same motion of energy. When you serve from joy, the universe ensures you never run empty. Contribution multiplies flow. Look for ways to add value, to uplift, to bless others with the energy that overflows from you. Every act of generosity, financial or emotional, reinforces the belief that there is more than enough. That belief becomes the energetic signature of a creator rather than a consumer. The moment of realization. There comes a day when you no longer chase signs from the universe because you recognize you are the sign. You are the field, the energy, the observer, and the observed. The same intelligence spinning galaxies is pulsing in your chest right now. When you truly feel that, money stops being a goal and becomes a language, a way for energy to express love through form. From that state, everything changes effortlessly. Opportunities flow in perfect timing. People appear who match your vibration. Ideas arrive fully formed. Life stops being something you manage and becomes something you dance with. And in that dance, wealth is no longer an achievement, it's a reflection of who you've become. Closing reflection. Take a final deep breath. Feel the weight of your body, the rhythm of your heart, the silence behind the words. Remember, you are not learning to attract abundance. You are remembering that abundance is what you are made of. Infinite consciousness condensed into form, exploring itself through the experience called you. The universe doesn't reward effort, it responds to frequency. Align the frequency, and effort becomes joy. Stay coherent, stay grateful, stay aware. That's all the science of miracles really is. If this message resonated with you, take a moment to anchor it. Like this video, share it with someone who's ready to remember who they are. Because when many hearts beat in coherence, the world itself begins to heal. Welcome to the new reality, the one where you don't chase wealth, you radiate it.